huge thing my divorce clients struggle with when it comes to dating and putting themselves back out there. I'm going to explain how to move through it. They are concerned that they are going to be perceived in a certain way because of the divorce, that they don't know how to have successful relationships, that they have baggage and aren't desirable, that there must be something wrong with them.
There is.
If they couldn't make it work, whatever. You want to take a good look at how you're anticipating others to perceive you, because if you assume that they're going to view you and your situation negatively, then you are going to show up in a lower value way with something to prove. You're not going to be your most empowered self.
Oh,
and
God.
this plays out in different ways, like oversharing about your situation, or putting your ex down, or hiding and staying small. You made a huge decision for yourself, ending a significant relationship. That took a lot of courage.
No, it didn't.
You had a good reason.
No. I can't stand these women just kind of always feeding each other these positive affirmations. Sometimes, you know what you need is a reality check. How about some negative affirmations, right? Which I don't even view as negative when you tell somebody the honest to God truth about why their marriage failed. She's talking about how she had, you have good reason to divorce him. No, there's never a good reason to divorce, especially if you have kids. There's never a good reason. That took a lot of courage. Yeah, leaving a marriage doesn't take courage. Staying in a marriage takes courage, right? Leaving it, no. Because that's what most women do these days. They just leave their marriages. They're not sticking around. That, to me, takes no courage at all. You're just bouncing from one relationship to the next because you're not selfishly getting what you want out of it.
Courage. You had a good reason. And when you can stand confidently in that and feel good about where you are, others won't have any thoughts about it. They'll respond to the energy you're giving off.
Oh, gosh.
So you need to decide today how you choose to think about your divorce moving forward. And if you choose to practice the belief that it's just a part of your story and it doesn't mean anything negative about you, then you will position yourself to attract people that will not care in the slightest.
Bro, attract people that won't care in the slightest that you've been divorced? That means they have no standards. So you want to attract dudes who have no standards. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like she's saying, right? People that will not care in the slightest that you've been divorced. I think most people care, right? When you meet somebody and you're interested in dating them and they've been divorced, you have to ask why. You have to ask what happened, especially when they'd been divorced more than once, but twice, and sometimes even 3 times, right? How many divorces is J-Lo going on right now with Ben Affleck? So you think when J-Lo gets out there, who is a celebrity, right, and she dates the next guy, you think he's not going to care in the slightest? Look at what happened to the guys who didn't care in the slightest, right? Like Ben Affleck, the dude who she's about to divorce now. Look at that guy. He looks like a beaten dog. You ever see, if you go on YouTube, man, type in, or just Google J-Lo Ben Affleck and look at photos of this dude. He just looks worn down, right? He looks like he just came back from Vietnam after the last 40 years, or 50 years now, right? This guy looks completely exhausted by this woman who has been divorced 5 times, right? Is it 5 or is it more? People make a joke that she has more rings than Tom Brady or something like that. I think that was a meme. But yeah, you should definitely care. This chick is just Looney Tunes, man. Like many of these female content creators, if you get past the facade of their, nice looking face and their lipstick and their outfits and all this, and just peel the layers away and actually listen to what they're saying, you will laugh your ass off, right? Because none of them are saying anything that would work in reality, right? It'll work in your head. Here she is talking about how your divorce doesn't mean anything negative about you. Yeah, it does. It means you failed, right? It means that you make these impulsive, lifelong commitments that you cannot follow through with. It means that you give up. You're a quitter. That's what it tells me, right? That's what it tells me. And then, of course, you'll have at least some dummy in the comments, like some chick, and be like, well, what if he's abusive? What if he's abusive? Should I stay? Okay, great. Why did you choose an abusive guy to marry? I didn't know he was like that when I met him. Okay, then why did you get married so quickly? Where, how was this guy able to keep that abuse from you? Oh, he was so jealous and possessive. Like, no. These guys who are abusive, these guys who are jealous, possessive, they give all sorts of red flags off in the beginning, right? They don't like the fact you're going out with your girlfriends. They don't like the fact that you're ever, by yourself without him near you. They're constantly asking you to text them and see your phone. I mean, they're giving off tons of red flags, and you still go ahead and marry him. So that is on you. Anyway, next clip. Here we have yet another nice looking woman. I'll give her that. Just like the previous one, giving terrible information, terrible advice. There are just not enough men talking about this stuff, giving actual advice on divorce. You really have to go to the red pill community. Man, this is really just the ultimate resource if you want the truth, if you want the reality, right? You might not like it a lot of times. Doesn't, as I say, the red pill is, it has a bitter aftertaste to it, but once you start living in truth, man, it's not a big deal, right? You'll enjoy it. You'll feel more awake, aligned with yourself, right, and the world, and you'll feel better about yourself instead of like lying. But yeah, we need more male content creators to talk about divorce and actually give good advice, and not all this malarkey like, oh, you will, it doesn't mean anything negative about you. You will go out and you will meet the perfect Chad. He will marry you. He will not care. That's not reality, man. Right? That's not reality. But yeah, we need more men doing these type of videos, but not these pussy ass men that are going to get on their social media and simp, but guys who are just going to have the balls to tell the truth. This guy.
How you know when it's time to get a divorce? Remember the feeling of trying to make this decision like it was yesterday. I remember sitting there, I was in my front room, and I was watching Mel Robbins on YouTube. And it was crazy because that day, her video that came out was, should I stay for my kids? I'm not saying that I took that video as like, oh, that was my answer, I'm supposed to get a divorce. No. That video made me realize that I was basing all of my decisions on staying out of fear.
Because she divorced her husband and left the kids behind because she saw a Mel Robbins video, who I'm assuming is probably another damaged chick, right? Who couldn't also hold on to a relationship, who is also divorced, who is also doling out terrible advice to these dingy broads who can't think for themselves and can't apply reality to their equation. That's what I'm thinking.
I knew in my heart that it was the right thing to do, but I was terrified. I was afraid of losing friends. I was afraid of losing my ex-husband's family, losing his friendship. I was afraid of how I was going to provide for my kids. It was going to affect them, how it was going to hurt them. I was afraid of needing somebody ever again. I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of letting go of what was making me secure. The truth is, no one can ever tell you if it's the right time for you to get a divorce. That decision comes from you and knowing in your heart what is right. That's not to say that the decision wasn't hard and it didn't hurt like hell, because it did. No matter what you do, it's going to be hard. Whether you stay and work on your marriage, that's hard. Or you leave and you get a divorce and you have to start over, that's hard. You choose your heart. Trust yourself and make the decision out of love and not fear, and you'll do the right thing. You're going to be okay. And I believe in you. You got this. You can do hard things. Have a great day.
All of these women, this whole you got this nonsense. You got this, girl. You got this. No, you don't have this. You don't have this. Because you know what's going to happen? Based on all of these type of videos that we cover here on the channel, this is what's going to happen. These women who are now heading into their 40s, if not all, yeah, well, actually, yeah, she's already 40s. These women who are already in their 40s, you're going to divorce this guy who committed to you, who loved you, who married you, walked down the aisle with you, who, by her own admission, your families were intertwined, right? You spent, holidays together, Christmas, shared ceremonies, vacations, kids graduating, from middle school and high school. I mean, you have all these memories that you accumulated together. And what really sickens me about these type of women, guys, is they don't value any of that. They don't appreciate any of that. I'm starting to feel like Cenk Uygur when he talked about Trump. He's so stupid. But no, seriously, they don't value any of that, right? It's like no appreciation at all for your history together. And this is what really just sickens me about women like this. It's like you are so obnoxiously confident in yourself to think, irresponsibly confident to think that you can go from having all this with this one guy that you yourself married, built a life with, to just getting out there and replacing that with something better. At 44 years old, good luck with that. Good luck with that at 44. Even if it was a 22-year-old chick who, was married for a short time and now she's out there divorced with, a couple of kids, a lot of guys are going to be like, I don't care how hot you are, that's not good, right? That's not good that you have already done this with somebody else, because guys don't want a rental car, right? We don't want to buy a car from Hertz unless we're desperate, right? We want to buy something that has low mileage, that hasn't been, torn up by thousands of other renters, right? We want something with that new car smell, right? As much as you want to say that sounds misogynistic, it's not. I mean, it's just the truth, right? Call it for what it is. However, when these chicks get out there, then they realize the harsh reality starts to set in when they're on the dating app, right? And they're just going on non-stop first dates over and over and over and over. And I've heard so many of these women say it feels like a job. It's exhausting. Oh my gosh, it's making me hate dating. And another guy who lied to me. Oh, another guy who was actually secretly hiding that he had a wife and kids. Or another guy who, was catfishing me. You go through these horrible dates over and over, and then you know what? You start to look back at your marriage and go, that wasn't so bad. And then you feel worse and worse when you recognize and realize that guys your age who are 44 years old, who thought you were the cream of the crop back when you were in college, right now view you as damaged goods and don't want to touch you because those guys now have money and status. They prefer the younger women. And they do not want to do anything with your 44-year-old self outside of hopping in the sack maybe because she still looks good. But outside of that, no, they don't want to deal with that because you already have a family with another man, which means you still have to see that guy. You still have to go to those kids' birthday parties and graduations. Most guys don't want to deal with that, right? Especially 44-year-old men when they can get 24-year-old women. Don't want to deal with it. As always, guys, drop your comments below. See you in the next coaching video.
All right, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out here with the Lamborghini. Yes, it's my Lambo. Go to Matt Cross Official, my IG, see the entire process of me purchasing this vehicle. It took about 2 months to close, and the same guy who delivered my DeLorean also delivered my Lamborghini. TJ at Florida Exotic Transport. If you ever need to transport a muscle car, exotic car, he's your man. So, very excited about this vehicle. It's actually a pretty rare find. It's Rossifesto Red, which is one of the rarest colors for Lamborghini. It's a $14,880 option, believe it or not. I was on a hunt for one for over 2 years, just like I was with my DeLorean. Finally found one. It's got super low miles, 11K, not bad. And we're going to be featuring this car a lot more here on the channel for many years to come. This is gorgeous, isn't it? Whew. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. It hasn't dried yet, but I'm still putting this on there. It's my IG tag. But as always, gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button below. Do it for the Lamborghini and the DeLorean. I still have it, by the way. I'm not selling the DeLorean. I'll probably keep this car for a little bit, but DeLorean is going to stay. So we'll get the DeLorean back on here pretty soon. But enjoy the Lamborghini. And again, smash the like button. Smash that subscribe button as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there into the world and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world now are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making it happen every single week. And I want you to become one of us. I want you to join us. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me in Mastery. So take advantage of it. It's the best way to support my work. If you love what I'm doing here, if you love what I'm teaching you here, and you feel like I've added value to your life, this is the best way to pay me back. Get into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out with the Lambo. Till next time. Whew, so sweet.